Hey guys, it's me, Carly, coming at you with another video. And I want to talk about the crossover and last night's episode of Black Lightning. But first, let's start with last night's episode of Black Lightning. Or actually, for me, it was last night because I get it a day later because I don't have regular TV. But Monday night's episode of Black Lightning. Oh my gosh, that was one of the most amazing episodes ever. China and McClain delivered. Like, I didn't just get, sometimes with shows, like performances, you feel like you're just getting a snack. No. I got like a whole course dinner with her performance because she is phenomenal. And evil Jennifer from Earth too. Like, how come always why are the bad versions of characters like semi-sexy? And why are, like, all the bad characters, like, sure of themselves, but also insecure? I don't know if that made sense, but evil Jennifer was so amazing. And I like how she was, like, threw her dad's words back in her face, where is the future? And then, like, that Gwenda line was amazing. Like, everything about, I'm trying not to be too spoilery, but everything about China and McClain's performance was just awesome. And also, can we talk about Agent Odell? Like, and how they treat female characters on the show. Like, when a female character gets shot where he's like, dies, they stay dead on the show. But the male characters, like Lala, we haven't seen him in a while because I don't really care about Lala. Like, I just don't think Lala is an interesting character. He's kind of boring. And Agent Odell is a manipulator and manipulates children. He's weaponizing meta children. And also, is it not bad enough that he shows up in people's houses, especially the Pierce girls' houses, unannounced, but now he just be showing up on TVs? Like, suddenly he shows up on TV screens. But, like, you're telling me that he just shows up and now he can just show up on TVs? Like, damn! Like, stop doing that, Odell. That's not cute. That's fucking creepy. Oh, actually, you're supposed to be creepy, and you're doing a great job. Also, Bill Duke is an amazing actor, and he is killing it as Agent Odell because Agent Odell is creepy as hell. Because he just be showing up in people's houses unannounced. But now he be showing up on TVs unannounced. And the only part of the Crisis crossover was last night's episode of Black Lightning. Because it was a lightning-centric and Jennifer-centric episode. And you all know that I'm a huge fan of China Ann McClain since Ant Farm and her Tyler Perry days. To be watching that episode, so that's what grabbed my attention because I absolutely love China McClain. She is so talented, and that's why I watch Black Lightning, is because of her. I mean, even if I didn't, I would still watch it. Even if she wasn't in it, I would still watch it because it's about a black superhero family, and I can't keep my hands out of my hair. But yeah, so good job, China McClain. Bill Duke is killing it as Agent Odell, and yeah. So let's talk about the crossover and why I haven't watched it. Part of me wants to sit down and watch the crossover in completion, but another part of me is just like, again, I've talked about this in the past, but I'm just over these crossovers because most of the crossovers these days just seem to be propping up Oliver or Olicity, like the last crossover before the Crisis on Infinite Earth crossover seems to just be propping up Oliver. And I just don't really care for these crossovers because there's so much wasted potential. Like, for example, Makad Brooks could have been, you could have had Makad Brooks be Steel, John Henry Irons, because, and given that character another chance because he's actually powerful, and Makad Brooks is a pretty good actor. I think he's a good actor. and not have him be wasted as Jimmy and actually find another use for Makad Brooks, because the way you're using Jimmy Olsen in Supergirl and have utilized Jimmy Olsen, I am not thrilled with. So Makad Brooks coming back as John Henry Irons would make a lot of sense, because if we can have Henry Allen be Barry's dad on one Earth and have his doppelganger be another version of Barry Allen, and he can be Jay Garrick and be a doppelganger of Jay Eric, Henry Allen, and the 90s Barry Allen, all played by John Wesley Shipp, then we can have Makad Brooks come in and be Steel. Right? So, and he would actually bring something because he has powers like Superman. I don't know exactly what his powers are, but he is a Superman slash Supergirl character. He's more of a Superman character. So have him be Steel. We can also have Tina Boland, which I used to call her Dinah Drake. We could have her be Zinda Blake on another Earth entirely and come in and be that character, and that way we can utilize all these other characters. And I'd be okay with that, because that would add something to the crossover. But we get what we get, and we have to be thankful for the little things we do get, like Black Lightning going in on Flash's Earth and lighting everyone's asses up, because, like, what the hell is going on? And oh my gosh, just him, like, almost lighting everyone's asses up, and him almost strangling Wells. Like, if you know me, I hate the Wells character so much. Like, it's literally ingrained in me, right? It's almost ingrained automatically to hate, no, it is automatic, not just almost automatic, to hate every Wells character, because, look, Tom Cavanaugh, I love you, but please just let that character go. We don't need a use for him, and, like, any uses you find for him are just replacing him with, any uses that you find are just taking away other characters' screen time that are actually important. And then the fact that we have to have Caitlin Snow in an episode, which is just, she is, I'm sorry, but she is fucking pointless. She, like, what? She does not contribute anything. We don't even get to see her use her powers. And, like, if I wanted a human rug, I would have ordered one, but I didn't order no human rug. It's like this. She comes in the crossover, and in a weird way, like, I'm glad Danielle Panabaker is pregnant, because that means hiatus from the show. And it means, and I noticed she is starting to show, actually. I think she's starting to show. But I notice that Caitlin why does she get to be there? She doesn't contribute shit. She's there, says a few snarky lines of dialogue, and then something happens, and next thing you know, she's on the ground, which, by the way, ground frost, it's going pretty steady, because, you know, like, all of Caitlin's boyfriends have either died or turned evil, or both, or they just left, and all of a sudden, she's just, like, and the only stable relationship she has is with the ground, because she's always near the ground, and the ground is always going to be there for her when she's falling, right? And it catches her when she falls. I mean, that's kind of a mean thing to say, but it's Caitlin, and I don't give a shit, because she is, like, you all want to say, Caitlin Snow fans, like, we'll try to come up with reasons Iris is useless, but yet Iris is the one who actually is getting shit done. She has her own business, which we don't see her. Like, even Iris's company sidelines her, and Iris is constantly sidelined. And the fact that Mark Guggenheim has a part in this crossover just shows to me, like, if I see Mark Guggenheim is helping write a crossover, I'm instantly turned off because he has made so many mistakes. He is just fucking gross. Mark Guggenheim's nasty. Okay, he's so gross, and I don't understand why people like him. And he doesn't contribute shit. Just like his OC characters don't contribute shit. I'm sorry, but And Mia Smoke, she is kind of okay, but she's an annoying ass character. She just annoys me. Her existence annoys me, and it's not her fault that she exists, but God, she has Oliver, Queen, and she has Olicity for parents, for one thing. And the fact that she has Olicity for parents kind of tells you that she was going to be annoying from the get-go, because she has both their genes, and both of them are annoying as fuck. But I do like her character with Dinah Laurel Lance, which is another thing about this crossover that I don't like, is that Katie Cassidy Rogers who plays a very important character, Dinah Laurel Lance, like, she plays the Black Canary, the only Black Canary I will acknowledge, like, in the CW verse. Like, Jennifer Smalley, it's another Black Canary I will acknowledge, but, like, I will never, ever, 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 I will only acknowledge Katie Cassidy's Black Canary in the Arrowverse, because the other two are just not Black Canary to me. And you have Earth 2 a fully redeemed Earth 2 Laurel Lance, who can take out buildings. She almost killed Barry in season 2 of The Flash, and suddenly she is not in the crossover, even though her entire Earth was blown up. But, like, I don't get it. Okay. Yeah, you still have trampy Sara Lance in the crossover, who is apparently the paragon of destiny. And this is another thing about the crossover that I heard, and I don't like it, is Sara Lance, besides Sara Lance Earth 2 apparently, is a tramp on almost every Earth, has slept with Oliver. Yeah, she slept with Oliver on multiple occasions. It's more than one Earth. Earth 16, Sarah, apparently, slept with Oliver and died. And, like, is it not bad enough that you make our Sarah, who is a terrible sister, like, the worst sister ever to Laurel, who doesn't apologize, and she doesn't even try to make amends, and all of a sudden, she just gets back with Oliver, and now, and you're always making Sarah choose Oliver's dick before, her own family. Like, okay, Sarah dies, has 3 arrows shot, by having 3 arrows shot into her, falls off a building and gets bounced off a dumpster. Yeah, she literally gets bounced off a fucking dumpster, and Laurel finds her and doesn't know anything about the Lazarus Pits, takes vengeance on Sarah's behalf, and does everything to, like, not fuel her addiction. And yet, Laurel, I'm gonna say this again, Dinah Laurel Lance, because she believes Sarah is worthy of a second chance and died too soon, gets to put Sarah in the Lazarus Pit. Now, the Lazarus Pit storyline was fine, okay? It was fine the first 2 times. But now it's just lazy writing as a way to bring back characters, and you will use it on anyone else in the book, including Ray Harper, and apparently including Oliver, to bring them back. But you won't bring back Earth 1 Laurel, and this is where I start to really, like, this is the part where my hatred for Sarah skyrockets, because just when I think I can't hate Sarah, okay, let me calm down. Because I'm getting so pissed right now, because I cannot, like, I fucking hate Sara Lance so much. And the fact that she's so quick and willing to bring back Oliver, because he died for the sake of a good cause, when she can't even bother to bring back her sister, pisses me off so much. Because not only does she not, like, acknowledge that she fucked up and half of the mistakes and half of the suffering she suffered was because she slept with Oliver, and we can't even acknowledge that. But she's so willing to bring him back. And then she has the nerve to say two things that bother, two of my least favorite lines that she's ever said. I really, you know what? Excuse me. Okay. Sara Rant is the worst character ever invented. Okay? She is awful. She said Oliver died the same way he lived. A hero. Like, bitch! He went around killing people. He said he enjoyed killing people. He spent half of his time belittling people, especially Laurel, your sister. He constantly belittled her for mistakes she made, even though he's made the same mistakes, and, like, he's constantly hypocritical to her. And oh my gosh, it's just like, you couldn't say that about your sister. Your sister died the way she lived. She constantly spent her life trying to help people. She was actively helping people as a defense attorney. She kept Thea she kept Oliver, Earth One Laurel kept Oliver out of prison on a multitude of occasions, did the same thing with Thea, and when Oliver was too busy playing house and cooking eggs and pancakes and playing house with Felicity in another town, like, few towns over, I don't even know how far away he is, she is with, Thea is left to deal with the trauma of being smashed through a glass table and being stabbed by Roz. And who takes her in? Laurel. Laurel takes her in because Laurel is that kind of person, because she is going to help people who need it. And she's the one who defended Nyssa from everyone and helped Nyssa because she saw she saw the good in Nyssa. Okay? Yes, Nyssa is not perfect, but she saw the good in Nyssa and saw that she was raised in horrible circumstances. And yet, you're going to tell me that that's not qualities of a hero? Oliver does not have the qualities of a hero. He is a jackass. And he is a major fuckboy. And he died the same way he lived. And then, not to mention, you want to bring him back. And you have the nerve to say you want to bring him back just like he brought me back. No, bitch. He may have helped save your soul after he belittled your sister for bringing you back. Your sister brought you back to life. Your sister was the one who thought you were worthy of a second chance. Your sister is the reason why you get to travel around time and space, around the world, throughout time and space, and you're gonna say Oliver brought you back? Laurel is the one who did all those things for you. She helped save your soul. Oliver, you can say he helped save your soul because Oliver did help save your soul, but it was mainly Laurel and Constantine working together, and you're gonna bring the man back who fucking belittles your sister, and the man that helped your family fall apart, all because you slept with him. Sara Rant is just the absolute worst. And is it not bad enough that you spend almost all your fucking waking moments spitting on all the good deeds your sister has done for you? You should be kissing the ground she walked on. You should be, and for all those saying, oh, she can't bring Laurel back, it's impossible, it's like a time change and there's no more Lazarus pits. Nyssa mentioned there were more Lazarus pits. There's somebody, I don't know if it was Nyssa, but there was someone who mentioned that there were more Lazarus pits. And Sarah could easily have brought Laurel back to life with little to no risk due to the Spear of Destiny, the time machine. They had a Lazarus pit. They had John Constantine who could get Laurel her soul back. All these things that Sarah has at her fingertips to get Laurel back or her father. But she chooses to bring that man back who she cheated with because she's always picking Oliver over her sister. And that just seems like a fucking in-character thing to do for Sara because she is selfish. And I'm sorry, I really, 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 really have like a whole new level of hatred for Sara. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get on a whole ass tangent because I can't stand Sara or Caitlin Snow. I'm glad Felicity is barely in these crossovers. I wish Oliver would just stay dead because he's a jackass. And you know what? Sorry for those of you who didn't watch Black Lightning and Earth One Jefferson Pierce's death was actually more emotional. You know why? Because it was better acted out. It was in front of his family, and it got to be a family moment. But Oliver's death, to me, was just like, oh well, you died. That sucks. Inconvenient. I did not care about Oliver's death. Like, every other freaking death on the show was just, Oliver's death is just not impactful to me. And then Laurel's death just makes me want to throw... Okay, comparing Oliver's death, the fact that he got to die a hero and got to say a few last words, I don't even know what they are, because I was watching my friend Mo's reaction on Twitter, and girl, her reaction to Oliver dying was so hilarious, because, like, even when you're dying, you suck. But, like, Laurel's death will always be very impactful, and not in the way it should have been, because you killed her off because her story was done. I highly doubt it, because I'll put the real reason Mark Guggenheim killed her off, because he hates the Black Canary, and I am convinced he hates the Black Canary, and he also hates Laurel, and he's a misogynist who has a thing for annoying blonde characters like Mia, because Mia just reminds me that she could have been Olivia, and she's just another ripoff of Olivia Queen and Mia Dearden, which is basically Thea's character, because Thea's middle name is Dearden. And another reminder, and William is just, like, forgotten about, kind of. Like, this guy was constantly abandoned, and Oliver is just a fucking terrible father and a terrible person. He's just terrible, and Sara Rant is just a terrible everything. Okay, I fucking hate the character. I don't get the clout she gets, and the crossovers, to me, don't really jump out at me because Caitlin Snow was in them, and you're not using the Pierce sisters. I mean, with the Pierce sisters, Jennifer is a walking, talking generator. Anissa is bulletproof and they both have good fight skills and know how to defend themselves. I mean, sure, they can enhance it. And Dinah Laurel Lance can take out whole buildings. I'm just so over these crossovers, and yes, I do like all the Superman stuff. Like, the only thing that grabs my attention is the Iris Lois team-ups. Seeing the Kingdom Come versions I've never read that comic book, but seeing Brandon Routh back as Superman, because remember in the previous crossover before the Crisis, or it's like, oh yeah, when Ray is talking about Kara, I was like, oh yeah, he kind of reminds me of my cousin. She kind of reminds me of my cousin. And then he gets to play Superman again, like he did in Superman Returns, but he got a completely different costume, and it was so awesome to see that, and it was, like, so cool to see Tom Welling and Iris, like, tripping over her words. That part was cute, but I'm just, like, fucking done with these crossovers, and the only crossover I really want to see are Black Lightning and The Flash, and I really want Caitlin far away from it, because I feel like Black Lightning... I feel like nobody on Black Lightning would like Caitlin at all. And I'm not just, like, saying that to pit women against each other, because Caitlin's a human trafficker and reeks of white feminist vibes, and I don't feel like the Pierce sisters or Grace, especially Grace since Grace was sex trafficked, would like Caitlyn Snow. But anyways, this video was longer than I intended. Sorry I was all over the place like I normally am. But if you like this video, like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. And have a good